Do you ever write a song and start arranging the instruments and think, how do I know when this is finished? Here are 3 things that I like to think about while I'm working, and yeah, let's jump in. A few weeks ago, I spoke with my friend Lucas Fournier, amazing producer and songwriter. I wanted to get his ideas on these 3 principles I take for finishing a project. The first thing I want to talk to him about is deadlines.
I'm constantly working on trying to find a bit of balance in my life. I am quite slow. I take a lot of time with things. So when I have a really strict deadline, it's like, okay, I gotta get this done like pretty quick. I can get creative in ways that I probably normally wouldn't be, and sometimes that works really well.
Lucas mentioned taking time with his work, and that's so important. You need time to experiment with the options you have available. So this leads me directly into my next idea, which is limitations and determination. Lucas mentioned working quickly on first rain, and I can't think of a better way to force a finished product than having that hard deadline. Sometimes the limitation of just a couple instruments can bring the whole arrangement together, and then, after that, then you can add things that really push the project to the next level. But to begin with, you really want to limit how you work and what you work with. Another thing Lucas mentioned was how hard he worked, and I can't understate how important determination is. If you have limitations, you need to have the confidence to follow through and experiment with what options you have available to you.
There was one line in the song that I kept puzzling over, and basically I just kept trying to re-record it, like change the way I sing it. I tried to rewrite it a few times, and every time I changed it, it felt worse. And so I was like, you know what? I'm done.
Determination is this funny thing that you can just be bad at it. I think like anything, determination is a practice. And if you work hard, each project you try and push yourself to find new ways into using instruments, or simpler ways into using instruments more creatively, every time you get better. Determination is practice. I don't want to say this third point is the most important, but it's the most important. Collaboration, it's what music is. Music is collaboration. I could spend years working on a project and I have no understanding of how well it's going, how far through I am. If you're working on something and you're struggling to finish, or you don't have a good idea of how you can finish, then the answer is probably collaboration.
Hey, I'm collaborating with you. I want to just hear your perspective as someone who knows this instrument better than I do, or knows mixing or mastering better than I do. I want to hear what you think about it genuinely.
The reason why people hire me and Lucas as producers is because you need someone on your team to back your decisions and to help you see things in a way that you might not have figured out. So Lucas mentioned hiring session musicians, and that's such a smart idea because I am a multi-instrumentalist. I will try and record as much as I can, but if I want a great sounding kit, I have players that I'm going to. The best thing about collaboration is that it makes your life easier. As a songwriter, as a producer, you want people to work with you who are excited about your work, and you want people to work with you who make things easier. I think one of the big takeaways for me is deadlines. I am amazing at collaborating. I love working with people, and I think music's such an important part of that. But when it comes to deadlines, I like to push them. Deadlines are so important. I've tried recording this video 4 times, and each time something's come up. A few weeks ago, I got really ill and I couldn't make this video, and that is so infuriating. But the reason why I'm filming this today is because I gave myself this deadline, and I wanted to make time to make this, and I hope that's how you feel about your work. If you want to know more about Lucas, I've put some information about him below. His new track, First Rain, is amazing. So to recap, deadlines, limitation and determination, and collaboration. why do I make these videos by myself?